On this channel and other associated publishings, I like to think that I do a pretty good job of conveying a point that I pretty well try to convey every time I open my mouth when I talk about bikes, and that is that most stuff is like pretty good, like definitely good enough to use and ride. And today, to be a little bit different and kind of stay to one point, I think it'd be good to maybe elaborate on that a little bit and possibly give some like specific examples of stuff that maybe I would buy if I was looking for it. First and foremost, bikes. It is zero secret my approach to bikes, and that is simply staying within the reasonably priced realms. Though I think it might be a little bit of a hindrance to not define that a little bit. A reasonably priced bike to me falls within $500 to $1,500, equipped with either Shimano Claris, Sora, Tiagra 105, or SRAM Apex or Rival. If you see a bike equipped with these things, it likely is a reputable example that you can feel safe about investing your money into. The lower end, the group set that is bolted onto it, you can expect to pay less for it based on condition. That is a good rule of thumb. The holy grail of reasonably priced bikes would be something around $800, equipped with Shimano 105, and like a decent sprinkling of just well-maintained parts bolted on. I personally think that defining further than this adds to muddying the waters to what you should be looking for, and I don't want to do that here. Not to mention, I would just kind of hate to like throw in my own brand biases, which are well published on this page anyway. I think a lot of people, including myself, would be hard pressed to tell the difference between one manufacturer to another in a double-blind study. The differences are there, make no mistake, but I don't think that it affects the level of fun that you have to stay on the same level from manufacturer to manufacturer. 2. Helmets. Depending on where you live, you may or may not have laws that dictate the fact that you need or may not need to wear one of these. Therefore, I personally wear one 95% of the time, but there's also laws here that say that we have to have one. If I had it my way, quick commutes and short rides, I probably wouldn't put one on. Unpopular opinion, I know. Now, when it comes to helmets and my business shopping for one, pretty much two things come to mind. First, do I like the way it looks on my head? Fit and looks is kind of number one. 2 is price. I will spend extra money on bike components like tires to get the look that I want. I will not do the same with helmets. So I get a lot of questions about this one. If you went to your local specialized dealer, guaranteed they will have this in stock for less than you think it's going to be. As a matter of fact, this might have had a visor at one point. You're going to ask me about MIPS? People are always asking me about my mountain bike shoes. So like, what are they? What do you ride in? And I never talk about them for one main reason. There's no reason to. These are new old stock from probably 15 years ago. Time MXT with the hardest plastic sole of all time, Velcro straps, and well, nothing else to write home about other than the fact that I got them for $20 4 or 5 years ago. They're wearing down, they're falling apart a little bit. At least they're starting to. But they have never once missed a beat like some of the other mountain bike shoes that I've owned in the past. The beauty as a consumer for mountain bike shoes is that they are overly abundantly available and they're constantly on clearance or on sale. If you ever buy a pair of cycling, mountain bike, whatever shoes for full price, you are a sucker. Or, totally fine, you spent full price to make sure you got what you actually wanted. Again, just like helmets for me, the helmet, cycling shoe, kit, all that stuff, the vanity in that regard does nothing for me in the cycling world. I'm more of a bolted onto the bike equipment guy. I am far from a accessory equipment guy. It is entirely possible that I am 100% missing out on all of the performance gains that is beautiful, expensive shoes. But I've not had fun with what I've owned and don't feel like I'm missing out, so why would I start? Though for flat pedals, I must admit, especially if you're gonna be riding mountain bikes or anything else, some skate shoes that are all worn out like these that may as well just be rubber bands on your feet definitely do not do what a nicer, stiffer sole 510, I'm going to use 510 as an example. Lots and lots of companies have a stiff sole shoe that's perfect for flat pedal mountain biking, like what's on the Schwinn right now. I'm going to make a small correction here. I will say one shoe that I actively desire are a pair of yellow Mavic mountain bike shoes. Those, with money available, I would purchase. Obviously, it's been a while since I have ridden in the dark, but when it comes to lights, I don't actually really follow the mantra of cheaper is better. The problem with cheaper, kind of crappier quality lights is after a few charge cycles, they tend to not work that great, and they may come with their own proprietary cords. That's annoying, and the overall build quality sort of leaves a little bit to be desired. I worked at a shop that dealt with Lezyne. Of course, I ended up being a fan of their CNC machined finish on all of their aluminum bodies, on everything they made. Quality lights, these are still working. They're not charged right now, but they do still work. I shoot all of the videos where I'm pretending to be Rides of Japan with this light. But that's not to say that I wouldn't also recommend anything from Light and Motion. Joel uses those on his bikes. They seem to work great. Also, somewhat related, but completely unrelated, when it comes to bells, none of that matters as long as I think it's easy to get bogged down with all of the different accessories that you can get. I don't really subscribe to any of them other than having a plethora of spare tubes, a few mini pumps for when you inevitably lose some of them. As a matter of fact, I don't really know where any of mine are right now. And always, always, always accept multi-tools and tools in general when you're going to get into the world of messing with stuff like I do. You might think you have enough Allen keys. You might think you have enough multi-tools. You might think, as a matter of fact, I don't even know where my chain breaker is. Where are all my tools? You may think you have enough chain breakers, but literally this entire short conversation has been a perfect example of why you do not have enough of these tools. People borrow them, they get lost, and they break. Not having a backup can be the worst when you're trying to finish something. Always, always, always accept tools and always buy them when you can. It doesn't matter what they are. It doesn't matter what the brand is. Just have it on standby. You'll thank me later. Okay, That's it for, I'm gonna call this Tinker Tuesday. I really just didn't want to work on anything. I've got a link to an American and a Canadian Amazon influencer page. If you want to go to either one of those to maybe get some ideas of what you want to do to your bike, anything that you purchase after entering through that link will provide kickback to the channel and help support it. Okay, I think we should do a Q&A tomorrow.